Hi everyone, my name is Nathan. I'm a UK trained doctor and I've just moved to New Zealand for the year to work. So in this video I just wanted to share my thoughts and opinions and reflection on the whole process of the move itself. So for context, I'm in my F3 year, so in New Zealand that's a PGY3. So that's the third year sort of post-graduation. So I've completed my foundation program F1, F2, which some would call a residency in the UK. So it is fairly common for doctors who have completed those 2 years to take a year out, called an F3 year. And of those people, a large proportion do end up travelling to Australia or New Zealand to work, either for a couple months. Some end up staying long term, so some of the doctors that I've met at the hospital here have been working here for 3 to 5 years. So as to why people travel abroad to work in their F3 year and also how to go about that process, well, there'll be things for future videos. However, this video is mainly about the process of moving to a different country to live and to work. And moving and traveling independently is a scary thing, and moving abroad independently is also a scary thing in its own right. I guess the more you do it, the more comfortable you become. People sort of seem to really like it or really hate it. I know some doctors who've come all the way to Australia and New Zealand and only stayed a couple months because they felt quite homesick or missed their family and friends. Considering how far away we are from the UK, that's understandable, I think, and that's definitely something that I was thinking about prior to coming. But bear in mind that my first solo trip was only a year ago, and that was to Verona, and that was a big thing for me because it was the first time I was sort of getting the logistics of a holiday or of a trip done all by myself. So that's making my way to the airport on time, packing by myself, sort of getting to the gate once in the country, which was Verona in Italy, sort of sorting out which public transport, where to go, getting to the hotel, checking in, doing all of that stuff for the first time, as well as setting an agenda and seeing everything that you wanted to see all by yourself is a big thing when you're doing that for the first time. But at the same time, reflecting on that trip, that was one of the best trips I've ever done. It was a learning curve, but it was something where I learned a lot more about myself and I became more confident in sort of living and traveling independently. But that was just a 6-day trip, which was only a 3-hour flight away. When talking about Australia and New Zealand, we're talking about 26 to 28-hour flight journey. So it's far away. And then of course, working and living here for months. So in my case, for the year. I think there was a lot to process, but equally at the same time, I don't think I fully understood sort of the breadth of my decision until very close to the day that I was due to fly. I remember sort of doing all the interviews, doing all the paperwork, sorting out flights, accommodation in the months prior, so from about mid-May. But it was only like the 2 days or the day before that I was like, wow, I'm really going to the other side of the world, far away from family, on the longest flight, continuous flight that I've ever been, all by myself. Need to sort out sort of accommodation. I'm using Airbnb for the first time. Cooking for myself, of course I did that at uni, but sort of learning how to drive again because that's not something I've had to do in London. So there's been so much that I've had to learn, do for the first time, which I think has been great in terms of the learning process. But yeah, I guess I have been saying that it is a bit scary and there's a lot of nerves, but it's also incredibly exciting. And it's something that I've been looking forward to do or thinking about doing for a couple of years now. So that's where we are. I've been here for a week and I absolutely love everything that I've seen. Of course, there have been some negatives. I don't want to sugarcoat everything, but it's a great place. The weather's been fantastic. Of course, we're going in spring and summer, so I've been quite lucky. Had the UK-based summer and then coming over here for the spring and summer. And I'm just so excited to share how this year goes, both from a medical perspective and also from an exploring New Zealand perspective with you guys. So yeah, see you in future videos.